Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Camp W. In the last episode, Lil met some of her very first humans in the human realm, and so far I am loving the characters in this game. I'd have to say that my favorite character is probably either Sophie, the one who is kind of like a human witch, or the twins, Ella and Ezzy. They are very, very interesting, and I feel like they could get into tons of shenanigans with Lil. So let me know who you guys are enjoying the most so far too. I have a feeling that we're going to meet plenty more campers in this episode though, because when we get to the dining hall, there's a small clump of campers stationed at the front door. Something tells me these are going to be some new faces. A trio of boys push and shove, jockeying for the front position. Like some kind of human nesting dolls, the boys share a similar style, but come in 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large. Further inside the room, someone shouts, "Incoming!" Just then, Small climbs up on Large's back and leaps into the air. A high-speed tater tot zips through the air and straight into the airborne boy's mouth. When he lands, high fives away. That was clearly aimed at me, but you know what? I'm not even mad. That was sweet. Alright, so here's the 3 boys. This must be a large, medium, and small then. Dude, such precision, such grace. You were like a flippin' goose or something. Graceful like a goose? Yeah, not something you hear very often. Yeah, like one of them fancy white lady gooses. Oh, graceful like a swan? Dude, are you talking about a swan? You think swans are just fancy lady geese? Whatever, I was just saying it was graceful is all. I learned from the best. My dog Scoot can catch a flying disc from like a mile away. I've been studying his moves all spring. Bros. Alright, so some more new characters. Blake, Miles, and Miller. I wonder if that goes in order too, so Blake, Miles, and Miller. Thrill-seeking 3M of fist bump aficionados. Alright, excellent. Sounds like they're going to be a pretty interesting bunch as well. Just you wait and see. I won't miss a tot all summer. Psh, you know Norm takes it easy on the first day. Don't get cocky, dude. If you take a tot in your good eye, you'll have to catch the rest by smell. Heads up. Another tater tot comes flying like a ballistic, heat-seeking spud missile. This time, it's Blake's turn to show off. He does a mouth-open, 360-degree spin, catching the tot along the way. If you show off your best moves on the first day, how do you expect to top yourselves? You know there's more where this came from, Norm. Oh, Norm! Is he the cook? What you got, Miles, a backflip? Yeah, he must be the cook in the camp, okay. A master of subtle and complex culinary tactics, yum. Oh, he has quite the interesting mustache, too. I like his little apron that he's wearing. Geez, why do I get all the pressure? 'Cause I know you can take it. You finally catch a glimpse of the source of these flying mystery tots. It's the camp cook, though based on his size, you wonder if somebody drew a face in a refrigerator as a practical joke. Standing in front of the tray of tots, he loads one up on a spatula, winds up, and flings it in a huge arc across the entire room. Is this one going to be even more impressive than the last, then? Something tells me they're saving the best for last. Think fast. A tot hurtles your way so fast, you're almost positive it's trailing tiny flames. Oh, wait a second, they're flinging it at us? Miles, standing perfectly still, catches a hot tot with his eye closed. Not quite as acrobatically impressive as the other two. Oh my gosh, I just realized that he's wearing an eye patch. Did he actually take one of the tater tots to the eye or something? We'll call that fast? Whoa. Miles has somehow caught the tot exactly between his teeth. He turns around to make sure everyone notices, with his bros slapping him on the back the whole time. That is actually quite impressive. Showboating on the first day of camp? Clearly you 3 are underestimating how much faster a reconstituted clump of shredded potato is capable of flying. But you will learn, oh how you will come to know the power of my potato pitch. Now the King of Flang demands another tribute. Oh no, are they looking at us? The Sultan of Spud? Lord of the Launch? You look next to you for Sophie to confirm if these puns are as ridiculous as they seem, but she is currently preoccupied, using you as cover. No, Sophie, don't do this to us! Toward the back of the line, Sid has arrived, an oversized grin on his face as he observes your predicament. Coming at you, new kids! Oh no. Norm is loading up the next volley and he looks at you, a mischievous twinkle in his eye. There's no time for you to escape. It's all up to us now, everybody's watching. You close your eyes, lower your head, and take a deep, dramatic breath. The entire dining hall goes silent. You got this, newbie. Norm's an excellent shot, so you just have to stand still. Don't overthink it. A human-sized spud with a mouth hole carved into it could probably catch one. Well, it's nice that he has confidence in us. Alright, this calls for a bit of magic. I'm not the food-catching type, or I got this taught. You know what, we're gonna go with it just plain old human style. No magic involved. But that might technically be considered cannibalism, which is a horrible thing to force upon any potato, even a giant one. That being said, I'm not sure if that would actually count as eating. For a vegetable to turn cannibal, you'd probably have to grind up the tot and bury it in the soil above a potato sprout. Sid, what are you going on about? If I catch it, will you stop calling me newbie? Probably not. 3. Does he always count it down like this? Only for the new kids. 2. This isn't how that other kid lost his eye, is it? See, that's what I was just talking about. Funny you should ask. 1. It is. Just kidding. Or am I? Tots away. Norm launches a tater tot across the room. He has tossed it with a forgiving arc, adding a little extra time for you to prepare. Well, that's very nice of him. He's going easy on us for our first time. You square up your feet, focus your eyes on the incoming projectile, and open your mouth. You got this. The tater tot glimmers as it passes through a ray of sunlight, and for a brief, beautiful moment, you're convinced that it's all going to work out. And then the hot tater tot smacks you in the cheek and bounces off your face onto the floor. You stand silently, marked with an oily badge of failure. The bros chuckle at your less than totally awesome performance. Sid, meanwhile, tosses you a napkin. You'll get 'em next time, newbie. Yeah, it can't be the easiest thing to do. I'm sure with a little bit of practice, we can probably catch it next time. Norm tips his chef's hat to you. You feel silly, but it seems like you've earned at least one of the campers' respect, so that's something. You decide to capture the moment with a quick sketch in your grimoire. Oh, cool. Is this a different page then? Oh, right next to Sid as well. A little ketchup-covered tater tot? Alright, so that's kind of showing us the things that we've done with him, I guess? Well, that's pretty interesting. So as we go along, maybe we'll fill up this book more and more, based on the different adventures that we have. That is so cool. Having weathered the storm of your first ever tater tot crucible in your own way, you grab a tray of food feeling like a true Camp W camper. With new friends sitting on either side of you, you enjoy a delicious grilled cheese sandwich like a normal kid. You know you can't stay all summer, but it's fun to imagine what it would be like to really be one of them. I mean, they melt cheese between slices of fried bread and call it lunch. It's not hard to imagine. It'd be great. Alright, so our very first lunch at Camp W. I mean, it seems like Lil had a pretty good time, despite her failure with the tater tots. I hope we'll get a chance to try it again, though. Wonder if it even would have gone differently if we chose to use magic. After lunch, your Camp W bunkmates head outside and gather up in front of Camp Center. You follow along to see what happens next. By now, you've met most of the other campers your age, or at least seen them perform food-based stunts. But you do notice one new face, attached to a boy, attached to a leash. You were unaware that humans kept other humans as pets. Are you going to keep me shackled up like this all summer? I want to see my parents. What is going on here? Oh, look at this poor little kid. You got here 5 minutes ago, Wilfred, and I'm not the one who put this thing on you. They did. Oh my gosh. The poor thing. He looks so sad. Honestly, I'm just waiting to be sure your folks are gone so that I can take it off. It gives me the creeps. The boy looks beyond harmless, clutching a stuffed teddy bear, fresh tears drying on his cheeks. Oh, I wonder if he's a little bit homesick. Oh, wait a second. Okay, that face does not look like the one that we just saw. Deceptively devious considering his short stature. Okay, definitely not the sweet little innocent boy that I was expecting. Something tells me that he's going to get us into quite a bit of trouble as well. Oh, but he's doing an excellent job with this little routine here. Mommy. I told you she's gone. Look, you can see her car driving off in the distance. She is? Wilfred peers off into the distance to see if he's being told the truth. Yep, here it comes. Here comes the big switch. Just off the horizon, a purple minivan kicks up one final cloud of dust as it disappears from view. Oh, she is. Well, I'm sure she's going to turn around and come back for me any second. Second? The dust on the edge of the camp dissipates. It's clear that no one is coming back. Wilfred wipes away his tears and straightens up. Another summer on my own, huh? At least I've got Teddy. Then he pops the head off his teddy, exposing a secret compartment, and reaches elbow deep into its body. He pulls out a kid-sized survival knife and slices off his toddler Tether. Okay. I can't believe they keep trying with that thing. Honestly, neither can I. You've really got them fooled. Alright, so Piper is in on it too. Some of us are just born with it, I guess. Sounds like he is one of the regulars around camp then. With everyone finally assembled, Piper pipes up. Usually on the first day, they like us to do some kind of icebreaker so that you can all get to know the new campers. I have a list of games where we go around the circle and make up rhymes about things that we like, or give our favorite animals and colors, stuff like that. But I forgot it back at the bunk, and besides, we only have 2 new campers, Sophie and the other one. Us, you mean? Hi, I'm... So... You know, I don't think she even knows our name yet, does she? She doesn't seem too interested in learning either. We're gonna skip it and head straight to our first activity. Either music and dance, sports, or archery. Oh, I wonder if we'll get the chance to choose? You, new kid, just pick any activity and let's get this show on the road. Actually, my name is... Hey, we ain't got time for your life story. Just pick an activity and let's get this show on the road. Sophie has taken up a post directly behind you, letting you act as her shyness shield. Technically, you are newer than me to this camp by about 40 minutes. If you don't choose soon, this afternoon activity will turn into a nighttime activity, and I promise you that it's not easy to hit one of those archery targets in the dark. Alright, so it looks like it'll actually show us who's going to be there. We have, of course, Sid at music and dance. We have the bros, I guess, at sports. Oh my gosh, and this guy, was his name Wilfred? I'm not surprised to see him at the archery range. But I am surprised to see Norm here. It looks like we could actually do some gardening with him if we wanted to. I don't remember that being one of the options that Piper gave us. I'm actually really interested to learn a little bit more about Norm because he seems so nice. But then we've already become pretty good friends with Sid. And music and dance sounds pretty fun. But I think I'm gonna have to go with archery because I want to know more about this devious little monster. Alright campers, you know the rules for the archery field. Everyone pair up with a safety buddy. Wait a second. Safety buddy? Wilfred is definitely not a safety buddy. The campers quickly pair off, leaving only you and Wilfred. Well, I guess it's just the 3 of us. You, me, and Teddy. Wilfred squeezes his old tattered teddy until its eyes bulge. I mean, he is so cute. He does a really, really good job at acting. You have to give him that. Lil. May I call you Lil? I feel like I can trust you. I feel like you really understand me. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Teddy and I are busting out of here today. Why would you want to leave Camp W? This place is great. I'll admit it has its charms, but I'm a big city kid. I'm not cut out for this camp life. I should be going to the movies, eating all the snacks I desire while my mother waits on me hand and foot. Oh, do you have a plan to escape? I've got lots of plans. The plan right now is to make it to an underground tunnel that I've been excavating over the years, which leads to a service road, which leads to freedom. Oh my goodness. You know, there is a little bit of a connection between these two. I mean, Lil really, really wanted to go to summer camp, so this is like her dream. But here, Wilfred is trying to escape from this place. It's like the same, but opposite, if that makes sense. Which means by this time tomorrow, I'll be lounging in an air-conditioned movie theater, chowing down on all the buttered popcorn I can eat. Well, good luck with that. It's going to take more than luck. I'm going to need a clever disguise. Tell me, which one of these mustaches hides my identity the best? Wilfred shows you 3 different disguise options. They're all equally atrocious, but you have to pick one of them. Something silly, something adventurous, or something classic. Well, let's be real here. I think we know that none of the mustaches are going to work on this poor kid. But let's go with something adventurous. You shrug your shoulders and point to the musketeer beard. You've got a real eye for style, kid. Wilfred dons the phony facial hair you've picked out and makes a run for it. You shrug and get back to your archery, only to feel a tug at your sleeve a minute later. It's Wilfred. Back so soon? They're onto me. They've sealed my escape route. But no matter. They think they've got me, but I always prepared for the scenario. Isn't that so? You don't believe me, but you'll see. You'll all see. Okie dokie. Wilfred tosses his fake mustache on the ground in frustration and marches off with purpose. You pick up the wispy faux face fur. Please don't do what I think you're going to do. What? I've kept weirder mementos. Alright, so we're going to have the mustache on Wilfred's page now. That's pretty cute. Yeah, I cannot imagine him wearing this thing. I mean, he is very devious, as his page says, but it sounds like he needs a little bit of help with his plans. Gross. Hey, we picked up far worse over at that altar in the middle of the forest. The sun begins to set over the archery field. It's time to head out to the nighttime activity. Alright, so I wonder if we're going to get the chance to choose our nighttime activity too. You join your bunkmates as they head to the edge of the woods to meet up with Todd for Tater, who is actually the boys' head counselor and a super chill nature dude. Alright, so just like how Piper is the head counselor for the girls' bunk, Nugget follows at a distance, hopping among the branches above. We find Todd sitting on a tree stump, legs crossed, in a moment of serene meditation, dappled by the setting sun's last rays. He perks up as soon as the campers arrive. Alright kids, I gathered you here today for a very important and, extremely dramatic reason. Alright, so Todd is the boys' head counselor. Seems pretty harmless. Yeah, they've got kind of like a night and day theme going. Very, very strict and very, very laid back. Though he almost reminds me of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. It looks like we still do have some more characters to meet. Just 3 of them in the book. I was curious if maybe we met all of the humans at Camp W, but I guess there's still some more mysteries in our future. Prepare to journey deep into the unknown, to face off against nature, to peek behind the velvet green curtain of the majestic forest and sea, inside yourselves. It's just a nature walk, Todd. We do it on the first night of camp every year. It's on the schedule. Todd thinks everything's a journey deep into the unknown. Sid pantomimes drinking from a very, very small straw and winks so big that astronauts can probably see his subtle move from the International Space Station. Is it just a nature walk, or is it something more? It's definitely just a nature walk. In fact, last year you walked us through Poison Oak, and when we got back we had to use the camp's entire oatmeal supply and take a huge bath in it together. Sometimes I still wake up in the middle of the night itching. I can almost smell the maple syrup right now. Nobody told you to use the flavored version, Wilfred. It's getting dark out. Maybe we should start our, stroll through the unknown before we're eaten by wolves, that is. You don't need to be scared of wolves, man. Wolves are just Mother Nature's dogs. Our wilderness guide, ladies and gentlemen. The cracking of branches and ruffling of leaves off in the distance startles the troop. And we're off. Alright, back into the woods. Oh, this place is gorgeous, though. There's fireflies lighting our way. Todd leads the campers marching into the woods. It's serene, but definitely a little spooky, too. Once they're out of sight of the camp, Todd begins to speak. He starts off quietly as if sharing the details of a secret conspiracy. As is the tradition of Camp W, it is time for our new campers to learn the legend of the Bear Claw Bracelet. Oh, I was talking about Bob Marley. But yeah, we can talk about the Bear Claw Bracelet. You got it. It all began when the pioneering camper who first held it as his totem, Edward McGrubkin. An odd hush rolls through the group. Campers can only whisper his name. McGrubkin. I'm just going to ask then, what's a Bear Claw Bracelet? It's only the most sought-after award in all of camp history. Only one camper has ever earned it, which is a little misleading since he technically invented it. Jealous much, Sid? I'm just saying it's not a traditional badge. It's more like a great honor. A great honor that, regardless of her super strength zeal for being better than others, even Ruby can't seem to earn. Ruby goes red with rage and whips out a badge-covered sash, holding it an inch from Sid's face. You want to talk about badges, Sid? How about these badges? It's clear that Ruby has earned just about every badge there is to earn, a fact that she manages to point out almost hourly. The bear claw bracelet, however, has still eluded her tiny grasp for so many summers. So it sounds like it's not something that you earn in the traditional way. Not like all of the other badges, at least. Whoa, chill out, you two. Unless you want me to revoke your good vibes badges. Oh, you mean this Grateful Dead patch I asked you not to iron onto my sash? The very same. Now back to the story at hand. One bracelet, please. Bear Claw what now? Or Edward McGrubkin. I'm actually very curious to learn about who this camper is, especially because nobody else really wants to say his name. Edward was a camper just like you once. Well, like you, but taller. Way back when Camp W first opened. Edward McGrubkin was a legend. He is the single greatest camper to have ever attended this camp by a mile. We looked into it, and according to our research, Edward McGrubkin isn't actually real. Hey, it's the twins! Oh, we haven't seen them yet today. He's certainly something of a folk hero in these parts, but while there are many anecdotal mentions of him, they can all be traced back to other former campers. No official records bear his name. Birth, death, voter rolls, nothing. So he's a ghost? I knew it. I knew this camp would be the death of me. Am I a ghost right now? Wilfred. Maybe we all actually died in these woods together, and we're doomed to walk the forest for an eternity, listening to Ruby brag about badges. A fate somehow worse than death. Ella just said there were no birth or death records with that name. How could McGrubkin be a ghost if he never lived or died? Don't trust everything you read online. I can assure you Edward is very real. The first year Camp W opened up, it was just a small camp still getting established. Edward was one of the first group campers in attendance. It was just a mom-and-pop operation back then, and it was a lot more rustic than it is today. More rustic than this? The wood chip paths between the bunks are considered a luxury by modern American summer camp standards. One day, a giant grizzly waltzed into the dining hall and attacked the camp director head-on. The thing was rabid, foaming at the mouth. No one could distract it or scare it away. It roared so loud that it actually broke the glass windows. True story. You know that saying, true story doesn't make a story true, right? Edward sprang into action and saved everyone by fighting the beast to the death. Really, Todd? Really? In the process, he tore off the grizzly's paws and used them to go to the offensive, turning the tide of the battle. Offensive is right, poor thing. Afterwards, they stuffed the bear, and now it stands as tribute to Edward's bravery and the legacy of Camp W. Yet somehow I'm not thinking that this story is entirely true. And how do we know all of this actually happened? Well, they took a photo that day, which you can see for yourself in the main hall. Photoshop hadn't been invented yet, so it's indisputable. Huh. Well, we're gonna have to go investigate that ourselves, I think, because something about that story just seems a little bit fishy to me. That seems like a pretty good place to stop for today, though, now that we've met some more of the campers staying with us at Camp W. So, do you guys have a new favorite character now? I've got to say that Wilfred is really capturing my heart with his sneaky little ways, though I hope we'll get the chance to learn a little bit more about Sophie, too. Maybe in the next group of activities, we'll get to choose her instead. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys!